What's up, guys? Back at it with another anime cards battle video. This is going to be the update to tier list. I got every single card on the wiki, and we're going to go through all main deck cards. Not the new support cards. I'm going to give those their own video because there's a lot of nuanced things to talk about. But we're going to talk about how good all the main deck cards are in infinite mode. Alright, so, you know, post your thoughts in the comments, hit the like, subscribe, and, let's get into it. Alright, starting. We got Anos. Anos, let me pull up the wiki. Because Anos is a pretty good card because he does have high stats. So he's going to be getting his ability off for a good while. So I don't know, because after you get in the higher spots, he becomes alright. What's his HP? That's he's easily replaced. You can't really, after a while, you can't really rely on his ability. Not that his ability is really even that good looking at it. It's definitely an impactful ability, but it's just like a worse version of Musashi's ability. And also Musashi has higher stats. Yeah. Next up is Aladdin, and I'm actually going to create a new, their own spot. RNG characters. They're good when they're good. And that's exactly where Aladdin is going to sit. Because if Aladdin is not countering every single hit, you're not going to want to use them. Saitama, good in most situations. Alright? What's your... I don't know the base card's health. Ugh. Yeah, you're alright. You don't have enough health. If you have him gold and even rainbow, then he's good. Not best, he's good. But base 100 mil Saitama does not have enough HP to live in the later stages. Bandit sits there. Jotaro sits right next to Aladdin in RNG. He's not that good. 10% to time stop with his already abysmal attack. Like, that attack is not good. That's good, but that's a 4 billion card. Next up is Dio. Dio's gonna sit in alright. If you have him high in the border, if you have him gold, if you have him rainbow, that'd be pretty nice. If you have him in rainbow, he's there. Gold and normal, he's sitting comfortably and alright. Sanji, there aren't enough there aren't enough good women cards in the game. So we're gonna sit him right, and please do not use these for now. I can see good women coming out if they tap more into Fate. There's a lot of strong and powerful women in there, but right now Sanji's a no. Guts is gonna sit right here because not everywhere you see in Infinite is there going to be a villain. And since there isn't always going to be a villain, he's not always going to have his 3 times damage to all villains. 6,000 attack on all villains is amazing. He's an amazing unit for bosses, but we're not fighting bosses, we're fighting every card in the game. So, he's good in most situations. If he doesn't have his ability up, he's a high damage card with a high amount of health. So he's just good in most situations. This is a support card. We're going to throw those down there. Nami is the first not good woman. I'm going to throw Nami in, please don't use this, because she is a 20,000 base card unit that gets no extra stats. And because of that, Her stats are abysmal. Not that her ability is much to scoff at. Stealing 10% HP, she does gain the HP, but 10% isn't a great amount when you already have almost no health. Next, Yukiora. What are Yukiora's stats? If Yukiora's stats are good, I can put him in. I can comfortably put him in the top. He doesn't have enough head. He doesn't have enough attack. No. Yukiora's gonna sit in good in most situations. Yukiora, if you have him gold, if he's gold, they don't have his gold stats up here. If you have him gold, he's best for infinite. But base card Yukiora is going to sit in good. Boros doesn't matter what you have, he's best in infinite. Revival, and already some of the highest stats in the game. Doesn't matter how much this, because when he dies and he revives, he'll do 20% guaranteed additionally with his attack stat. Megumin is gonna sit in easily replaceable. Nukers with downside don't do too well in infinite, especially at the higher stages, unless you have no, they just don't do well in infinite. Igris, easily replaceable. He's not necessarily bad per se, but he's inconsistent because not every unit has a defensive ability. He's not always going to get his 20% attack. Like his health is very nice, except at normal. Don't use him at normal. Don't use any of these low rarity manhwa and base cards at. Don't use them with no border. You're better off just using, like, I don't know, your gold shark skin. Next, Hikari, don't use him. Hikari, nice character. First event, that doesn't necessarily make him good. He has the stats of a 700,000 character, meaning his health is, when it's low, is abysmal. Unless you have him rainbow or gold. I don't even think I can vouch for gold. Maybe gold with Orihime, so you have the damage reduction on top of him trying to heal. Yeah, just don't use Hikari unless you have him, like, here. And then, even then, he's alright. Actually, easily replaceable. Not even gonna talk about Yuji. Gaara, you'll see Gaara in there, and, like, he'll have low stats, but his stats are amazing, actually. Especially with his it's 40% damage reduction. But yeah, he has high health because he's a weather card, and 50% damage reduction. Throw that with Tsunade, or throw that with a Orihime, and he'll be one of the best tanks in the game. Not able to put up numbers per se, unless you have him gold. That's a pretty nice attack stat for gold. But yeah, moving on. Makima is not ideal. You don't want to have Makima on your team. And any chance that you'd have Makima, you're better off just using leader. But I understand that leader is 100k, and you're more than likely going to have a rainbow or even universal Makima. Which in that case she's alright. So that's why I put her in alright. Kirito, I wouldn't put him in RNG just because he is a 350k stat character. So his stats are good, and he does go high when you get him into higher rarities. So I kind of want to save him a little for later. I think I'll actually tackle him last. Goku, easily replaced. Of course, you do not want a character that is such a hazard to themselves as Goku. Universal Goku, he would be last slot. He is your last defense. Everyone else dead, You want him to just hit the character and go on to the next stage. So, easily replaced by any character that can take a hit and not kill themselves. Enrico is gonna go in alright. He's alright. He's a 2 million from the base stat pool, so his stats are okay. His stats are okay. He has an okay ability. Nothing too broken. So, yeah, he's just gonna sit in alright. He's just a modest character. Ainz. What are Ainz' stats? I haven't looked at Ainz' stats. I actually haven't seen an Ainz ever. I scrolled too far. Actually just went up to the top to start. Ainz' stats are beautiful, actually. I just wish he had... I wish this was an aura ability. I wish that was an aura ability. He's good in most situations. I just wish that was an aura, and it was always up for every character. They probably would have to... 25% health reduction is too much. Yeah, on entry. He's good in most situations. You're going to RNG. Unlike Kirito, you only have a 30% chance to double your damage. You're going to sit in RNG. You don't use any of the burn cards. Where are you? I'm looking for Natsu, and I'm also looking for Sasuke. Don't use them. Burn isn't good in Infinite, no matter what anyone tells you. Next is Shinsui. Shinsui's stats are of a 500,000 card, but he's going to sit in RNG hell right next to Aladdin. Shinsui just has a worse chance to get Aladdin's ability off. Next is Gray. Gray is a freeze card, so that inherently makes him alright. All of the freeze cards are not going to sit anywhere in these bottom 3 slots. Frieza is the first boss card. He's a 10k card. He's easily replaced. His stats are not that high, even though he is a boss card, because he is 10k. Even at the gold and rainbow, his stats are pretty low, and his ability does not make up for it. Gilgamesh, don't use Gilgamesh. Don't use Gilgamesh? Yeah, no, don't use Gilgamesh. Actually, no, easily replaced. I say don't use Gilgamesh because Gilgamesh's stats are too low for his 2 times multiplier to really take effect on the high stages. He's a 3 million. I mean, if you have him rainbow, if you have him gold, go ahead. Use him however you want. But normal, like I said, don't use any of the normal ones. They're all of the normal ones under, I don't know, I'd probably say under Isaac, under Kira. No, under Mob. Aladdin and down, don't use them. They're all easily replaced. Cyberman's gonna sit right there. Don't use the Cyberman. You go to RNG Hell. There isn't really too much to talk about. He is a run killer. Like, his stats, they might look nice. You look at that 6k, you look at that 3k, but then you look at his ability, and at the higher stages, you do not want your opponents having high health at all. Itachi, good. Solid. He has high stats. He's a 3 mil with a stats of a 30 mil. If you have him gold and stuff, good. He's even good normal. He's just reliable. He has a revive. Easily replaced is Killua. Killua is really a gimmick character in Infinite because he would have to sit in the back to try and pick off a character at 15%. So you don't really want to use it. Yugi, just like his effect, is going to sit in the RNG. Actually, no. Just don't use him. Don't use Yugi. He's not very good. His stats aren't even that good. He's a 25k. Kira is going to sit in best for infinite. He has good stats. He's a 30 mil, and even if he does die, he does trade with one unit. So even after in the higher stages, he still holds some use. Naruto, he takes a hit, and that means he can be easily replaced by characters that can either do more damage than him or take a hit better. Don't use Gojo. Gojo gets outpaced so fast. I've seen so many teams that put Gojo on there thinking he was going to dodge. Just for your information, any attack over his HP, he cannot dodge. Rainbow Gojo is different. You're not seeing an attack higher than 11. Maybe not even gold. You won't see this for a while. But any attack above his HP, he cannot dodge. There is no dodge chance. It's a 0%. Lucky Talisman is a support card. Asta, don't use Asta because most characters' abilities won't be negated by him. Only a small amount, like the ones with damage reduction like Gaara, or that can dodge like Gojo, or get one or can survive hits like Naruto. Just don't use Asta. Aizen is a reliable card. I think I'm going to put him there. I think I'm going to put him up there. Yeah, I am. Even with his nerf to 15%, he is still a very solid character and able to take a few hits just because of his high stats, and he is also lowering attack. Next is Lelouch. Good in most situations. After a while, when you get higher, you don't really want Lelouch on your team because he's a 100k base stat character that doesn't get that much health for his ability. So after a while, you're not really going to want him. I'd say 150 up, he's alright. But right now, he's good in most situations because most people aren't hitting 150. Mob is also good in... he's alright. Mob, like a lot of characters, don't have enough health for what they want to do. Mob wants to take a hit and gain more damage. If you don't have him gold, which is a 1 in a billion chance, he's not going to be able to do what he does. Although Orihime, right here, is a really big buff for him because it allows him to take a hit and actually be able to live. So right now he's going to be alright. If you have a gold mob and you have Orihime, he's good in most situations. Jin Mori, good in most situations. I've seen a lot of good Jin Mori clears. He's not necessarily good in the later stages, but just the speed that he allows you to complete the game in is what makes him so good. Him allowing you to attack the entire party for 10%, clearing the normal stages in one swing, is what makes him good in most situations. Sailor Moon is she's a character, alright. She has very high stats. She has very high stats. Don't get me wrong. But this is not a good effect. Damage reduced by 20% of your max HP. So she's reducing all damage she takes at base by around 1,000 damage. She's alright. You need Orihime or Tsunade on her to keep her alive. But yeah, she's alright. Nobara is going to sit and easily replaced. There's just better damage dealers, specifically Megumi. Basic does what she does, but with higher damage. Although she is more common, You want to know who is more common than even a rainbow Nobara? Gold Bomb. Gold Bomb. Gold Bomb outdamages her. So, yeah. This outdamages her. This blows out her universal out of the water. And this is one of the best units in the game. Next is Sukuna. Easily replaced. No, alright. Sukuna has very high stats, and that's only because he is a boss character. All the boss characters are going to have high stats for their rarity. And the King of Curses, at gold, has very high health. Not the greatest attack, but he does always guarantee 20%. So he'll at least have an impact on the fight. Not the biggest, but he will have an impact. Put the vest down there. Anti spiral is going to be, I don't know. I haven't had enough time with anti spiral, but best. I I haven't had enough time with him to give you a clear answer, but I think he is a top tier infinite unit just because I've seen characters kill their own teammates just because of this ability. Choso is going to be an alright. He's an okay tank. He is just a better Katara that's going to sit in please don't use. I'm going to start grouping up characters that basically do the same thing. So, Choso is just a better Katara, and you'd probably want any of the Orihime, you'd want Idol, and you'd want Tsunade, and he'd be a reliable tank for a good while. The GOAT, Kagurabachi, is going to sit right there and good in most situations. No. Yes. Is he? No, we don't have a page for him yet. If he's gold, he's best. If he's not, he's gonna sit in good in most situations, and you're gonna want to run Orihime on him. His 1k counter is pretty nice, but he doesn't have enough HP. His HP is too low. Zoro is easily replaced. He's an early DPS. You can't really expect too much from a 45 unit. Even at Universal, he's not doing damage. He's not doing any damage. Easily replaceable. Worse than Nobara. Next, Pirate. Don't use him. That's a support equip. Vegeta, although he is pretty low, I'm going to put him in alright. Vegeta's only 25. He's lower than He's lower than Pirate Hunter. But he can have the potential to do a lot more damage. Actually, he's going to go in easily replaceable. He is better than him, but he's not on the level of the alright characters. Subaru is alright. He revives 50% of the time. That means actually you go in RNG hell. The coin flip isn't in your favor, so he actually can sit in RNG. Easily replaced, Luffy. Luffy is just a worse Gaara, and also a worse Sailor Moon. You can't really talk too much about him. He's not that great. Rukia is great. Rukia is great. Rukia is the poster child of a low rarity card being amazing. She doesn't have a high rarity. She's only 300k. She doesn't have high stats. She has an amazing ability. When she dies, freeze opponent cards for 2 turns. You put her in front of your DPS, your Bomb, your Boros, your Guts, your Ainz, and it's going to die. Point blank. Rukia is an amazing character. You can sit comfortably in the RNG tier. If I had a tier up under the RNG tier, that's where you would sit, Aaron. There is no redeeming qualities to Aaron. Saber is easily replaced. It's not even that it's because she's low, it's just that her ability is just bad. Blocks normal attacks, dealing 30% less of your max HP. She doesn't have a lot of max HP, so this is basically irrelevant. Like, for right here, for her gold, 30% of her max HP is under 600 damage, I'm pretty sure. So you're just overall not a good character. Next up, Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart's the best for Infinite. You can get into the 300s if you just run. If you're running if you're running 4 gold Sacred Hearts, you can get into top 300. If you can get into 300, floor 300, point blank. Sacred Heart is that good, and I can't believe that they printed this good of an effect on a 100k. Not even that it's a manga card, that it's on a 100k at all is insane. Next up, Scarlet Noble is going to sit right here and all right. It's a worse Rukia because this character is going to be the one that attacks. And they're a 500k manhwa card that doesn't get great attack stats even after becoming gold. Hollow, no. You, Megumi, amazing. We got a real potential, man. We got the real potential, man. This effect, summoning the dogs, is amazing. Even at gold, he will carry you to 150. He'll carry you to 150 as long as you got a Lelouch in the back. He's carrying you. Rainbow, this... I can't wait until we see a universal one right here. I need to be able to see his stats. I need to see how good he is. Oh my god. He's one of the best. Shikamaru is a support card. Kisame is a easily replaced card. You shouldn't really be using him. He has 300k stats if I remember correctly. He has the stats of a 300k card. Just because he's in the rain. Right? No. 200k. I was wrong. Still, not good. Even worse than what I thought. But, yeah, easily replaced. You should get the better DPS, or replace him with Choso, or replace him with any other card that can heal. Madara is alright because he is a boss card. That is the only thing that's making him alright. His ability is inconsistent. Mirrors the ability of enemy card. Inconsistent at best. Bad at worst. I could put him in RNG just because it really depends on what you're fighting. Silver Enigma, maybe a little biased because he is my 1 billion card. But Silver Enigma's effect is actually broken. Silver Enigma, on entry after a card's attack, so you want him in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th slot, is entering and doing 3 times damage. This is separate from his actual attack. So he's going to do a total of 4 times damage on his entry turn. Even at gold, you're doing 28k. At rainbow, you're doing over 10k. Which is why I have to put him in good in most situations. Because he is just one of the best cards that you just put in the back and you just let kill that last unit that happened to kill your last good DPS. Zenitsu is easily replaced by him. He's 100k, this is 75k. The only difference is he is from the manhwa pack. Rimuru, don't use Rimuru. Rimuru is a worse Madara because Rimuru doesn't have boss stats. Don't use him. He's not good enough, to put in the simplest terms. He is a 70k. He doesn't have the boss stats, so he's not good enough. Rainbow you can make an argument that you can use him at rainbow, but gold and under, no. You, I wish that I wish you were better. I wish you had an actual effect. Don't use Ichigo. 15% on a card that doesn't already have stats doesn't really mean much. Yeah, you're getting 15% of what, 2014? No. Che is alright. She's reliable, I guess. Put a damage reduction equip on her, or she's going to get killed instantly by any boss worth their salt. Even at Rainbow, she's bad. She's only really usable at Universal. So, Sung Jin Woo, even though you were made for Infinite, you're only good in most situations. Just because the cards that are best for Infinite are so good, you just, with no attack, increasing, you don't increase your attack through your ability, so your attack is kind of okay. It gets better at Rainbow, but yeah, no. You can sit comfortably in the good in most situations. You, I don't even, Edward, don't know. Do you? I don't know. I've, to be honest, I kind of forgot about this character. Um, he basic, his stats are double of whatever. He just doubles his attack. 32k at half health is alright, but he's at half health, so he's easily replaced by someone that does more damage and can actually not die. Iggy is going to sit, and please don't use Iggy. Iggy doesn't have good stats. I don't even want to pull him up. I already know his stats are bad. And also his effect, 8% of the 8% of the enemy's health each turn. He just has Hollow's ability that happens every turn. Bomb, good in most situations. Or best for Infinite. Best for Infinite. Bomb's damage from his ability, his... scroll too far down. Go too far up. Whoa. Bomb. This, 2 times damage, bypasses everything. It bypasses damage reduction. It bypasses dodge. It bypasses Naruto's "you can't kill me." It bypasses everything. So, yeah. If you just need someone to clear, Bomb can do great. Lone Reader is good if your team is good. Lone Reader, he copies your one of the cards in your deck's ability. So that just means that if your team is good and you're running good cards, he can be good. So he'll be good in most situations as long as you're running good cards. Don't use Escanor. Escanor is hot garbage in Infinite. Just because you'll be going on for so long, the time is going to change, and that means that he won't be getting his effect all the time. And that just makes him a liability. Wandering Samurai is one of the best for Infinite. The top Infinite team right now actually runs 2 of him, 1 gold, 1 normal. And a terrifyingly amazing effect that is pure power creep, because it's just a better version of Anos's. After dealing damage to the opponent, remove their ability. There is no cap on how much, on if it has to be lower power. There is no cap for how long. It's just if Musashi with his 2000 attack stat hits a character, it has no more ability, which is I want to say the best ability in the game, and I will say the best ability in the game. Water Swordsman is alright. Actually, no. He'll be good in most situations. I know I say bad statted cards equals a bad unit, but Water Hashira although he doesn't have high health, if his damage is lower, then he is doubling his attack. And I think that's pretty good. No, he's alright. Looking at his stats again, no, he's alright. If he's rainbowed, you're rarely finding anything with 4,000 unless you're in 300s. And I can almost promise you, you're not getting in the 300s with Water Hashira. I actually had to make my mind just now. RNG for Tanjiro. Griffith, even after the nerf, is still one of the best infinite characters just because 15% is still a huge amount to be taking away from someone's attack, especially the entire team. I'm right? Oh, no, it's 25? It's 25 or 20, I don't remember. But still, it's amazing. Still an amazing character. Doflamingo is good in most situations. He has to get hit, but on the good side of that, he is a boss character. He's the 50 mil boss character, so he has high health. So meaning he can take the hit. Gon, don't use Gon. Actually, I'll put him in easily replace. Because he's better than most characters here. Because he's consistent. He's good because he's consistent. And he's higher rarity than... Where do they put Ichigo? Than Ichigo. He has... Wait, no. Is he higher rarity than Ichigo? He's a 60, isn't he? No. Yeah, no. Then we're going to put them together. I don't know why I thought that Ichigo was the 60, and I don't know why I thought he was higher than him. No, they're both bad. Don't use them. Amelia is going to sit right here. Amelia is way too oppressive. She's oppressive and too good. Actually, no. Her stats are too low. Problem with a lot of characters. Their stats are too low. Amelia shares that same effect. If she doesn't, after this freeze, then she's dying. Unless she's gold. And the last character that I wanted to put off, because I just didn't know where I would put them, and I've decided I'm going to just put them above where I probably would have put Asuna and easily replaceable. I'm going to put him in alright. Him getting multiple attacks is pretty good, right? So, I can say with confidence he's an alright character because he does have the 50% chance to be able to hit additional times. Is there anything here that I changed, though? No. No, nothing speaking out to me. Actually, do I want Makima with all of these other characters? I don't want you with all these other characters, thinking about it. You're not very good. And actually, I don't want people using Luffy. He's too low. That I think if you're doing Infinite, you already have better characters. But other than that, Bomb does have low health. Bomb does have really low health. Because he's not a weather character, so he's not getting boosts. Megumi doesn't have that problem because he's a 500,001. Yeah. Yeah, Bomb's good in most situations. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the tier list. The infinite tier list for update 2. I'll go back and I'll make another update when more characters come out. But yeah, this is what I think. I'm going to leave the link for the tier list maker. I'm going to leave the link for the wiki. The wiki has all the information you need. The cards, you got the items, got potions, weather events, bosses, ranked arena. I don't know. What is even up here? Not really much up here. We're updating it more every day. Yeah. Check out the wiki. Contribute to it when you can. And yeah. Subscribe, like, comment what you think. Grill me in the comments because I put your favorite character, Kisame, in easily replaceable when he's obviously best for Infinite. But yeah, uh, see ya.